Okay, I think we're live. So welcome everybody here at the Bowen and welcome everybody at home to our October meeting. Um, well, we think we've got technical issues taken care of, hopefully, maybe. So we'll give it a shot. So give me a second here. I'll start the slideshow. All right, can everybody at home see the slideshow? Somebody
Yes,
say something.
yes. Yes, yes.
All right. After about 2 years of meeting here at the Bowen, we finally figured it out. So welcome everybody. So we got a good meeting tonight. We're going to do our usual. We're going to do a little bit of club business. We've got quite a few events to talk about. Michael Amos is our speaker tonight, talking about how to sell your photography. And then we're going to do our photo challenge. The theme is numbers. Lisa, did I see you? Are you online, I hope?
I am here.
All right. Lisa's in Arizona, so we needed to make sure she was online so we could do the challenge. All right, so we'll start with the usual club dues. $20 individual or $30 family. I'm not going to go through all of the benefits because you've seen it online. You see it here. Just remember, if you pay your dues, you're supporting the club. All the money we take in goes for like rent to the Bowen, our equipment, things like that. So we definitely appreciate you supporting the club and helping us continue running. And again, we're all about education and things like that. So it definitely helps out. Uh, so now we're going to go what we've been doing every month, talking about our changes for this year and how we become incorporated. That was official last month. And so now it's time to start talking about elections. And Dick, do you want to talk about that? Dick, will you talk about that process?
So the state of Georgia requires us to have three elected officers: a president, a treasurer, and a secretary. And normally the process is that we have a nominating committee, which is the people who have to twist arms to get people to agree to serve as officers. And then that slate of officers is presented to the paid membership who votes on whether or not they agree with that. Typically, everybody votes for the presented slate because nobody else is running. But we'll see. So right now, what we need is 2 or 3 people to act as the nominating committee. And I would contact either myself or Mike if you're willing to do that.
The only requirement is that you're a paid member
Right.
to do that.
Yeah, this all applies to paid members only. Both I guess you don't have to be a paid member if you want to serve as an officer, that'd be fine. But to vote, you have to be a paid member.
Yeah.
And we'll do voting both in person and by email and by proxy.
So we'll announce who the nominees are next month. We'll vote here. People at home who are paid members will be able to vote. We'll open up by email and we'll figure it out, but we'll give you the details. But right now we need just 2 or 3 people. How many?
2 or 3.
2 or 3 people just to be the nominating committee and reach out to people or have them reach out to you. So just let Dick and I know if you are interested in doing that.
Or if you're interested in serving as one of the officers, just let us know.
Which brings us to the next line. So we will elect officers next month: president, treasurer, and secretary. So right now I'm president, Dick is treasurer, and Star is our secretary. People on our planning committee already know this. A lot of the regular members don't know this. but I'm going to step down as president. I've been president 4 years now. I've enjoyed every minute of it, but it is time to have new blood and new ideas. So it's something I've thought a lot about. And so I've appreciated everything. I learned a lot being president. You should have seen me at my very first meeting. I was standing behind a podium. My knees were shaking. My voice was shaking. I feel like it's shaking right now. And it's definitely given me confidence because I didn't like talking in front of groups before Herman made me become president. Herman, for those who don't know, Herman was the founder of the club and the original president. So I am still going to stay involved with the club. I'm going to be very involved. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. Probably stay in charge of social media, which is kind of how I got started. Maybe membership will just kind of play it by ear, but we will need a new president. So the elections are going to be important. If anybody is interested in that position, want to know what's involved, how, what changes can be made to that role, just let us know. And I am more than happy to help train the new president, get them going with the slideshows. They probably know more about how to do it more than I do anyways. We'll do the training or whatever. You're not going to be left cold, not knowing what to do. But it has definitely been a pleasure and honor to be president for 4 years. But it is time to let somebody else do that. So I'm hoping we can get someone to step up for that. But you still got to deal with me tonight and in November and possibly in December when we have our Christmas party, which we haven't planned yet, but we will start doing that between now and the next meeting. All right, we've got lots of field trips planned. And as you know, Rick usually talks about field trips, but he has family in town tonight, and he thought it was more important to spend time with his family than to come to the meeting. So we know he doesn't have his priorities right, but we've got our fall color trip coming up on October 28th. That one is going to be for paid members only. It's in conjunction with the Cobb photography group. Like we've done a lot of events this year, and we've made it paid members only just because there's limited parking. So we're going to go into Dix Creek Falls, DeSoto Falls, and Helton Creek. And then if we have time, and if you want to, we may go over to Vogel. Vogel is always really crowded this time of year, so we may decide to stay away. But then if you want to go, feel free to do it. The colors there are absolutely amazing, usually, if we go at the right time. And then there's a waterfall there also.
Yeah.
So that's going to be on October 28th. This is already listed on the Facebook page, so you can get the details there. And as usual, the week of the event, I'll go ahead and send an email out. Then on November 5th, we're going to do another train chase. We did our first one. It was real successful. I led it. We didn't get lost. We didn't miss any of the trains. Barry was my co-pilot, and we did good. So we will probably try to hit a few different spots. I don't want to do the exact same route, just for variety, but I haven't figured out what that route is going to be yet. But I will be posting it next week because it's time to start planning the thing. And then, of course, I'll have emails go out November 5th, or the week of November 5th, with GPS coordinates and everything for that. That is open to everybody. Then on November 18th, we're going to go to Old Car City. I think we're doing that with the Cobb group, but that trip is going to be open to everybody. And we'll put details online before then. But if you've never been there, it's just a fascinating place. Thousands and thousands of old rusted cars. It's an old, what do you call it? Junkyard. And it's just amazing. There's so many photo ops there. I've been there about 5 or 6 times. I still have not seen everything. And you walk and you get to the end and you think you're there. You turn and then there's more cars. Then you turn and then there's more cars. The only thing about it is that it's not cheap. It is $30 per person, and that's cash. They don't take credit cards. If you're not taking pictures, then admission is less. Was it 15?
15.
But I don't imagine any of us going are going to go and not take pictures. So it's going to be $30. There's a slight chance I might have a couple of our pinup models there. If they're interested in going, we might have to pick up their entry fee if we do that. But if people are interested in that, let me know and I can speak to a couple of them. I do know one that might be interested because she's been there before. That's on November 18th. And then Rick is working on doing some sort of holiday lights tour in December. He hasn't picked a location yet. Um, just looking, he's been looking at Atlanta Botanical Gardens, but we know a lot of people don't want to go downtown and that's going to be busy. We looked at the Gainesville Botanical Gardens, but what they were showing on their website last month just really didn't look too exciting. So we're working on that. So watch for details on that. So that's what we got coming up. And then workshops. We do not have any workshops planned before the end of the year. However, if someone would like to lead a workshop, let me know and we can get it set up. If you'd like to lead a workshop before the end of the year or maybe the beginning of next year, let us know. Right now, we don't have a workshop coordinator, but you really don't need that. That's one of the good things about this club. If you're interested in leading a field trip or leading a workshop, you have a lead on anything, just go to one of the club officers and let us know. We'll get it arranged. Um, I'm not in charge of trips, but the trains, we used to do that a few years ago before COVID shut it down. The second somebody sent me something that said they're running it again, I immediately planned the trip. So, I mean, that's all it takes. This is not my club, it's not Dick's club, it is our club. So, any activities you want to do, you think other people would like to do, just let us know and we'll get it started. Our very first Milky Way trip. It was just that morning. Somebody said, "Hey, anybody want to go to Brasstown Ball and shoot the Milky Way?" We ended up having 10 or 12 people show up. That was not even a planned trip. It was just somebody posted that morning. So that's the kind of stuff we want to do.
I should add one more thing about the thing on October 21st, 28th. It's billed as waterfalls in fall color. It's only one small technical detail. To have a waterfall, you got to have water.
Mhm.
And we haven't had a lot of rain lately,
Yeah.
so this might turn out to be a challenge.
Mhm. If any of you saw my pictures from West Virginia and my pictures of the Glade Creek grist mill, all the pictures you see, lots of water. Patrick had a great picture he had here last year, lots of flowing water. We had no water. I'm like, where's the waterfall? I had great fall colors there, so I think I still got a good shot. But there's like no water there. So they were just, I asked somebody there, they said, yeah, they've had a bad drought up in that area.
I'll show you just the water part.
Okay. We could do a composite. We could do a composite, right?
I was up
So,
school, and it was pretty slim then.
all
Yeah.
right. So we will go ahead and start Michael's presentation on selling photography. Let me go ahead and get his started here. All right, you should be good to go.
All right, you're gonna move the slides for me.
Well, I can if you want me to.
Can everybody hear me at home?
Microphone.
Can
Yes.
everybody hear me at home?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, awesome. My name's Michael Amos. I've been a member of this club for several years and other clubs around the Atlanta area. In 2013, I was diagnosed with leukemia and I decided to retire early and take up photography, something I've always enjoyed. So I started doing that in 2013, and most of it was on doing trail maintenance with Forest Service in North Georgia in the Cahutta Wilderness. And I would take pictures of wildflowers. And in my first booth at Inman Park was nothing but wildflowers. And somebody walked in my booth that looked like Disney, threw us food. Because all it was different colors. At that time, I had no idea what I was doing. The booth did not look like this. It was a pop-up tent. It had I made some walls out of pegboard. And I had like a table like this out front with photographs on it. I didn't even put them in bags or anything. I just had them in mats. And people bought. So I said, okay, well, let's give this a try. And you kind of learn along the way. You can go to the next one, Mike. All right. Gear. Everybody's got plenty of gear, right? I shoot with a Nikon D850, D500, and a Sony AR7 IV. Very fixed the lens hit on my Sony. This was in the trunk of the car when I got T-boned last Friday night and totaled the rental car. So if you see me wince or make funny noises, is I'm not suppressing gas. I'm getting too broken ribs. So, a lot of people, I think when you buy your first lens, it's probably pretty much when you're married to your camera. Photography and activities. I try and get out as much as I can. There's places I enjoy, the low country. I enjoy photographing the wild horses. Each year I try and do a tour, and I call it like my wild pony tour. And I'll go up to Maryland and Virginia and take photographs of all the wild ponies. There are the low country tour, go to Beaufort and they're in Georgia and shoot shrimp boats and all the Spanish moss and stuff. So I try to do that every year. Considerations is what you want to do. Why do you want to sell your photography? Can you sell your photography? Oftentimes, what you like is not what the customer likes. And you'll find that out pretty quick. You'll say, oh, this is a great photograph. And then you take it to the show and everybody just flips there and goes buy it. And after a while, when you take that photograph and you're out in the field, you see that'll sell. And you know after a while. And sure enough, you go to the show, you get that print out there and it sells. That goes along with the image selection. Other necessities, you're going to need a tent, panels. When it's almost showtime, we'll go through this again. Pricing your work and why do I do it? You can go ahead and go there, Mike. This is how I first started. I did trail maintenance with the Forest Service. I carried an Olympus OM1, and I still have that camera. And like I did the ball bars. This was at Botany Bay in South Carolina that I did a tour with the Charleston Photography Group. Excellent tour if you ever want to do it. It's pretty reasonable. All right, Mike. There's your gear.
I need a little bit more apparently.
Yeah. This is my gear. This is his gear. Which is pretty fun. Yeah, there's another image. I mean, another woman carrying all these cameras. Okay, Mike. Craggy Gardens Trail in North Carolina. I was going there. I don't know if anybody's ever been up there. It's about 20 miles outside of Asheville. They have two different trails. You get up early in the morning. You're at about 6,000 feet. Just chilling, watch the temperature gauge go down in the car. Oftentimes there's a lot of fog up there in the mornings. I was up there one time when it got so bad I couldn't see the road. And it's like 1,000-foot drop off. So I'm gonna turn around. So I'm looking for a place to turn around. There's like little parking lots. So I pulled in, backed out, turned around, went back down the hill, waited for the fog to lift. When I went back up, that was the visitor center. I couldn't even see the visitor center. That sounds bad. So, kind of take that into consideration. Like I said, I try and do a tour each year. Last year, we went to the Oregon coast. We went from Washington State all the way down to the Redwoods in California. We did about 9 days. And this year, we just got back from the Maine coast. We went up to Bar Harbor and then down to Boston and Portland. And did a lot of lighthouse tours. Where you get on a boat and shoot all the lighthouses and stuff. Okie dokie. Next was the close that along to. Why do you want to sell your photography? There are websites where you can have a website where you can sell it. There is Storefront. I haven't used Storefront. I do all my selling at arts festivals. When you apply to an arts festival, you can go through a place called Zapplication, Zapplication, and there's usually a fee of like $20 to put your name in the hat, and then they have a jury of artists and tell you whether or not to let you in. I do a lot of the splash festivals in the Atlanta area. They know me well. And I very rarely travel. I went to Alabama once. I think that was the only time I went out of state. So I've been invited up to the art show in Louisville and different places. I have some of my work in the Muse Cabin Gallery in the Cumming City Center. Some of my photography's in there. So typically I sell them at arts festivals. Jury means that they're going to look at your work. They'll ask for like 5 or 6 samples of your work and also a picture of your booth. If you buy a tent, buy a white one. Some people are picking, let you into the blue one or black one or green. So, they might. One more. There we go. Image selections. Keep in mind what you like may not be what your customer or client likes. This is me. I do all my own matting, my own printing. I buy the ready-made frames. All of my prints are 16 by 20 because of the standard size frame, and the customers appreciate it because everybody knows what it costs the custom framing. If anybody's ever had something framed. So these are all the images I do. Okay, Mike, go ahead. I will take about 150 to 200 matted images, individual images. And then I'll also carry some duplicates. I've been a duplicates. There are certain images that sell more. So I'll keep like 2 or 3 extra of those. If I sell all of those, then I'm printing that night on Saturday night and framing and bagging for Sunday. And it's crazy. Sometimes everybody wants to buy old doors. The next week they want to buy horses, or the next show they buy horses. The next time you may be somewhere they buy all the chart. I mean, you just don't know what they're going to buy. I also started printing on metal, and those are like they're 20 inches by 40 inches and 26 by 36, and so they're pretty substantial. They're printed on aluminum, and I send them out to Bay Photo as well as MPix. And I think for that size, they're going to charge you around $290. And you wait for them to give you a 25% discount, and you get a little bit off, but not a whole lot. So it's that'll all come into effect when you try and figure out what you want to sell them for, what you want to sell your prints for. Currently, I'll sell a 16 by 20 inch print for $30. You'll see them go from anywhere from 30 to 50. I've seen some higher, but usually not at the arts festivals. Usually once you get into the museums and stuff, they're a lot higher. I print all my own images. I have some printers. I have some P800 or P900. And then I'll cut my own mats. I order my mat board and foam board from Dick Blick. I'll order them 25 sheets at a time and then cut them into 4s. So each one is 16 by 20. So I'll get 4 sheets. When I first started doing it, it's $8 a sheet. Last time I ordered them, they were $18 a sheet. So it does get pricey. Of course, the ink's expensive, but I'll put a little bio on the back of it. Yes, sir.
So you said you do all 16 by 20 prints.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5/4 aspect ratio.
That's the mat size.
Oh, that's the mat size.
The mat size.
Oh, okay, not the picture size.
Yeah, because sometimes if you crop it a little bit, then you're cutting
different size mat.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, got it.
Well, you kind of different size opening.
Yeah.
For a while, all the insides of these, I was throwing them away. I said, why am I throwing these away? I put them in the 8x10, put 4x6 prints in them, and sold many for bathrooms. All right.
Like all of yours landscapes?
No, I do landscapes, I've got lighthouses, I've got wild horses. I've got old car city stuff, trains, planes, automobiles. Yeah, it's kind of, but, talk to you about a little bit of everything. I think I've got a saddle that I took a photograph of in one of the mansions in Rondell. There's a post up of it where it showed all the stitching and the stirrup, there's hand hammered and stuff. That's always sold really well. I've got 2 horses face to face. They put in Chincoteague. And people like that one. And it depends on where you are in the city too. If you're in Norcross, not Norcross, but if you're in well, Norcross is one that has trains.
Yeah.
And where's the other one that has trains around here?
Norcross, Duluth, Gainesville.
Nah, it's on the other side. So we're by Woodstock.
Okay. What's the
Yeah. But anyway, you know, you got a train
downtown?
but you buy some train there. The first thing you're gonna need is a tent. You get a pop-up tent. It costs around $150. As they age, they'll start to slope like this. When it rains at night, they slope more. And sometimes when you go in the morning, they're not drown because the weight of the water crush them. People have figured out, I love the ingenuity of people, the artists, they'll take the noodles and pools and put them up underneath the metal thing to make them stand up so that they don't sag and crush the tent. I eventually bought, and I didn't sleep well when I had a pop-up tent. I left my stuff in the booth, and when I went home at night, I was hoping to be there in the morning, you know, that the wind or the rain or something didn't destroy it. So right now I've got the real heavy tent. On your phone, you're gonna need a hotspot so that you can hook up this thing. I use Square. I think this is about $299. I can take any kind of credit card with it. Most of it's like Visa, American Express. I tell them I can't take Kohl's. Because they'll ask, what credit card you take? I said, I can't take Kohl's. You're gonna need bins to display your images when you have them out in your booth so that they can go through them. You can have the foldy things. I've got the actual bins, they're like carpeted. And we can go back to that first one in a little bit and I can kind of show you what the whole setup looks like. So you have to have the ability to accept payment. At first, I think the first couple of shows I did like all cash. I didn't do well. But it was about 15 years ago. You'll need bags, put your photographs in once you sell them. I go to Clear Bags to buy mine. Business cards, optional items. I've got a website. I get more comments on my website about someone wanting to clean my business. Like janitorial services. That's the most bizarre thing. I said, look, I'm only one guy, and then the government wants to give me $26,000 for the whole COVID thing, and I get those all the time too. But it is a place to send them to. I take so many photographs that I made from the website that as you put them on there, you get new stuff. You know, so what do you take off? What do you put on? Need a chair to sit in and a fan if it gets hot. We did a show in Johns Creek, and there was a guy working in one of the food trucks. And he said, I just got back from Iraq. He said, it was hot there. I mean, hotter here than there. So it does. It gets really toasty, but. All right, so you need some cash in case they want to pay with cash. And this is in case your phone goes dead, you want to charge your phone. If you don't have internet, you can't take payments. And I went with a dead one of these to Brookhaven this year. About the first 2 hours, I was freaking out. I'm not going to charge that thing, so I can take payments. So then you get the option. You got the little ones you plug into your phone. So just make sure you have a backup. All righty. Okay. You want to know the type? Pardon me. What was your question? Oh, types of tents. They want 40 pounds of weight on each leg. So your tent doesn't blow away. If your tent hits somebody else's tent, you're kind of liable. I've seen tents go airborne and go a good 100 feet that way. I've seen them squashed. I went to a Play It Again Sports and bought those, not dumbbells, what do you call those things? But they're 40 pounds each, that time each leg. And sometimes that's still your wall. If it's windy, your wall's gonna, it's like being in a fun house. I think it's really windy. Then you usually hear the pottery crashing and everything. Yeah, it can get bad. Sidewalls, I've got panels on mine. These were mesh walls that I had at one time that you see in the bottom right. I really didn't like them. As you can see, this was one of my first display bins where I used to put them in wine crates. I thought that was really cool for a while. And transportation to the festival. This is my current setup. I've got a 4Runner and a trailer, which now have the for sale sign on it because tomorrow's my last show outdoors. Let's see, the rain or shine events, if it rains for 2 days, they take a loss of your entry fees and no sales. Entry fees can be anywhere from, usually the inside ones are $200. The ones for the outside festivals now are $350, $400. So you got to make that back before you start making a profit. I think the best show I had was right around $4,000, but I usually make anywhere between 2 and 3 on a weekend. So, but I didn't always. Sometimes I didn't cover that $400. But that's all part of the learning. Okay. All right. Like I said, there's a wide range of pricing. Since I'm doing all of my own, I print 16 by 20. My main audience is probably 20 to 50-year-olds, some older. But it's usually the first, what I like is the younger people who just got a house, an apartment. They never owned a piece of art and they'll come in. I've actually given it to them. You know, because they come in and say, well, look, we don't have to buy it. So just take it. But the little mini ones, if they bought 4 photographs, I let their little girls, little boys sit down with the band, go and pick stuff out for their run. So, getting to know the people, that's the part I like the most because they come in and talk to you. There are some older people who are lonely, won't leave the booth, and they'll be talking to you for an hour. You're trying to get to other customers. You'll have people come in and they'll say, did you take all these photographs? I said, yeah, you've been to all these places. I said, that's how I got the photograph. Or they'll say, can you take this print out of that frame and put it together? I said, no, because I'll see on the back. But you get all, and those are typical questions is, did you take all these photographs? And were you really there? And then the other one is, oh, you must have some great tax write-offs. And the bad part is when they pull out the phone to show you their photographs. Here's my photographs of Maine, and that'll happen.
Well, they want to take pictures of your work.
Oh, I don't mind. I've had artists, I say, you can paint anything, watercolor people. I was like, go on my website, come down here and just paint it. I don't care. Um, Taking payments, that square that I use will give you, take 2.9 to 3% of the transaction fee, but it is in your account the next business day. That's it. All right, Mike. All right, shows are a lot of work. They're tiring setting up and breaking down. We just set up today in Johns Creek. It took about an hour and a half. My wife and youngest son did it because I supervised because of my back, which is the nicest setup I've ever had. But I have two sons, and that's why farmers have sons, because they can break down for you at the end of the show on Sunday when you're dead tired. And now I'll give them a little bit of money. Like I said, I find my joy in talking to people, talking about photography. There are people that will come up to you and ask you if you give classes. And I've offered to give classes. I said, I won't charge you for classes. If you want to learn, I'll teach you the basics and, mentor you if you want, but I don't have anything I want to charge anybody for that. Like I said, it's a young couple looking for pieces of art for their home. That's my majority of my sales are 30 to 50-year-olds. Bottom line, I do it for the smiles on their faces. You will see them when they walk out, and they'll be showing all their friends when they're going through there, and then their friends will come back. I've got people that probably have 15 of my images in their house. And those I call my groupies. They come to look for me. So I'm like, please, where have you been? You buying some more? We don't have any more room on our walls, so we need to take something down and then put something else up. You gotta refresh. All right. All right. Remember what I said about wind, rain? I've seen that many times. And every one of those is a pop-up tent. This was in Roswell a couple of weeks ago, as was this one. And that's all the way from the water. It comes right down top of them. So after all that, if you've sold all your stuff, you may suffer a loss. You're not ready for it. All right, can you go back to that first? I think that's the last slide, right? Like, yeah. If you can go back to the first one, I'll kind of show you that booth setup.
So your homeowners don't cover the tent.
Now, it might if you have a umbrella policy.
This one?
Now, keep going. Well, that's part of it. This is people in my booth. You got one more. There you go.
Oh, the very cover page.
Yeah. These are the bins that I bought. For that, I've got a little sales stand. These, as soon as I bought these, believe it or not, sales went up. Because it's a lot more professional. It almost looks like a gallery because they're all they're panels with like a carpet type material over the top of them. But it made a world of difference. When you walk into that and you walk into one mesh size, it make a huge difference. All of a sudden they say, oh, this is good, I'm usually sitting back there. If it's 4 o'clock on a Saturday, I'm drinking beer. Because I'm done. Does anyone have any questions?
What's your difference in just a matted versus a framed cost?
The framed ones, have some for $150 each. The ones on metal, $395. Because they charge you $300 for the thing. And with the metal ones, you think real hard because you're gonna own them if you can't sell them. At $300 a pop. But these are the kettlebells, is what they're called.
Oh.
Those are 40-pound kettlebells.
You see the chat questions?
Yep.
All right. So somebody wanted to know where your upcoming shows are this month, and Austin wanted to know if you sell online and what service you use.
I will sell occasionally online from my website. And my next show is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in Johns Creek at the athletic field across from the big where all the rich people live. I don't know what the name of the place is. I don't live there.
Good neighborhood. So you said that your the 8x10s you're selling for $30,
No, the 16x20.
16x20s. You mean
8x10 is sell for 15.
on the 16x20s that you're selling for $30? What is your cost approximately?
Well, since they raised mat board $18 a sheet, it's not much. It's probably $8.
Okay.
So, and I could charge 40, I could charge 50, but I'd rather have somebody have something in their home that they can afford. I don't, if I did this for a living, maybe it'd be different, but I do this to get my work out there, meet people, talk to them. You'll meet some really interesting people. So yeah. But tomorrow shows from 10 till 6, Sunday 10 till 5. If my tent's still there. 25-mile-an-hour winds tonight.
So how many show in a year? How much show?
I do 8 shows a year. Eight. I know people who will do a show every weekend or 2. And there are some jewelers I know that will do 2 shows, one wife in one show, the husband in another show every weekend. Yeah, the thing is, there's no way I could do that. There's no way. At one point in time, I had an open, when I did my first one at Inman Park, I had an open 4x8 trailer. I'd made these panels of pegboard. They're like wings on top of the trailer, so everything shoved underneath them. Then I was able to put it all in a BMW, inside and on top. All the framed images are on the back seat. The matted ones are in the trunk, and I had the mesh walls then. All that stuff was tied on the top. And some guy on the street corner, I was amazing, man, it just ain't right. So then I got a trailer and everything changed. The road became a better place, everything got easier. Thing is, you got a trailer, you gotta find a place to store it. Right now I'm paying $70 a month to store it up and coming in a lot. So, but I enjoy it. I'm gonna miss doing it. My next show is after this one will be at St. Anne's Church on 120. And I think it's called Marietta now. I guess it's not Roswell. Indoor shows are pretty easy. I also do the Wesleyan show, which is kind of strange because they let all the their church members come the first night, and then the public come the second day. So I guess I get first dibs. But those are the only ones I'm doing. And then I'm done. I'm retired again. But if y'all looking for a good tent, looking for a good trailer, you know how to find me.
This picture,
Let me see Michael's stuff on the Facebook page.
case in the living room.
Yeah, I turned 70. I turned 76 next year. Yeah.
Frame it up there,
Yeah.
sitting there. Every time I'm-
I'll find Scott. I won't stop doing that. Does anybody online have any questions? Pamela Bush, you got any questions? She's left in chat.
Pam, where'd you go? She did say she hopes to see you this weekend.
Oh, good. Well, that's all I've got, unless you have any more questions. These things are incredible. You gotta buy the awnings, keep the sun off in there. The back one's 6 feet. But like I said, you get de-engineering. I didn't want to pay the $200 for that awning and all the metal poles. So I got a PVC pipe and made my own and used the back tent side and draped it over it.
I still have the Donna K of yours.
There you go.
It's on my wall.
Yeah.
Move that before I had a chance to take a picture of it.
Well, every time I walk out the door, I said, I'm gonna go see that, I'm gonna go see that, and all of a sudden they're gonna remove it, and so,
Yeah, I sold it on metal last 2 weeks ago.
oh my God.
All right, Stern wants to know why you're not doing any more outdoor shows, but I think you answered that because you're retiring from.
I am 71 going on 72 and
You're young.
you're starting to get a few health issues. You don't get out of bed like you used to.
All right, well, thank you, Michael. We
You're welcome.
appreciate it. Very informative. So let's go ahead and Lisa, you should be able to share your screen. See if you can share your screen to do the monthly challenge.
It says it's disabled. Let me try again here.
I might have to click on something on my end. Let me make sure. Try it now. There we go. I had to give permission.
Are you able to see it now?
Yeah.
We've all got our ballots here, so
Good, good. Okay. Let me get my controls. There we go. Okay, so our theme for the challenge this month is numbers. And our rules for our challenge are that you must be a paid member. Your image must be 2 years old or newer. A single image only in this challenge, no composites. One image per person, and we vote and accumulate votes for each of our monthly challenges throughout the year. The person with the most votes at the end of the year becomes our photographer of the year. And for anybody who's new tonight, people in the room will be voting by ballot, and people on the Zoom meeting will vote by sending an email to me. You're voting for your favorite first, second, and third places of the photos. Tonight we have 7 photos. And when we go through them, think about how they fit the theme. Again, tonight the theme is numbers. And if you're voting online, the email address to send your votes to is vote@ngaphoto.club. And I'll give you that email address again at the end. And we'll start with the photos. I'll go through them a couple times so you have plenty of time to look at them. And let me know if there's any kind of lag as I go through them. This is photo number 1. Two. 3. 4. 5. I guess I should have made that photo number 6, huh? This is photo number 6. And 7. Going backwards. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And one more time. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7. Again, if you're voting from the Zoom call, you can email your votes to vote@ngaphoto.club. And please send your votes in sometime this evening. I'll count them first thing in the morning, and then we'll post the winning photos.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, I printed out a lot of ballots this morning. Since you're not here to, here's mine.
I was hoping you remembered.
And I yeah, I printed extras because I didn't know how many people would be here. All right. Got 2 slides left. All right, our next meeting is here at the Bowen, Friday, November 17th at 7 p.m. It's going to be our last meeting of the year because in December we have our Christmas party, and that's when we announce our photographer of the year at the Christmas party. So next month is the last meeting of the year. Our presentation is going to be our friend Travis Rhodes. He's going to be talking about time-lapse photography. We've never had that presentation, so that should be good. And our last photo challenge of the year is broken.
Sitting next, right?
Michael's going to do a picture of his X-ray. Only if you took it. Only if you took it. If you didn't take the picture, you can't send it in. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. You have to. You give it. Just do a selfie. And that's it. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate it, Michael. Appreciate everybody coming in. Remember, if you're interested in the nominating committee for officers, speak to Dick or me. If you're interested in volunteering for anything else, speak to Dick or me. And if you're interested in running for one of those positions, speak to Dick or me. And that's it. Have a good evening, everybody, and we will see you next month.
Thanks. Bye. Have a good night.
No, I haven't been this year yet.
If you want to see my pictures, they'll be at the Coming Art Center in November.
Awesome.